Okay, so yeah, scream from outside. Yeah, as Gwaine like strides to the door, like light kind of bursts out from that doorway, has to step out the side because his imposing figure is blocking it, and yeah, bounces off the silvery scales of Dubon, lying beaten and broken, like arms and legs at kind of the wrong angle in the road, and yeah, like he's in the road, lying there. There's a woman, like the one who presumably screamed, like pointing at him, kind of like, what the fuck?
I'll run over. No, Dubon! And then charge over to him.
He was too young to die.
He's not
Was
dead.
he?
He's conscious. He's
How old was he?
He's in
I have
fact
no idea.
conscious. Like, I mean, his arms, like, you've seen enough injuries. Like, he's been beaten probably about 3/4 to death.
Oh, so not completely to death. That's good.
Yeah. And like, presumably this is like strength of will brought him through, but he's actually alive. But like broken and battered, and is certainly not in good shape to assist you in. Well, I mean, he's not in good shape to assist you in bounty hunting, but then again, he's not in good shape to walk.
It's fine, no problem. I'll grab him, sort of lift him onto my back, and kind of drag him in towards the pub.
Yeah, I mean, the rest of you presumably like near the door, and
Yeah.
Dubon's pretty unmistakable. He's a shining silver dragon dude.
Yeah, no, I'm like doing point guard around with my crossbow, just kind of like not to see it, not to see, not to see, not to see.
Yeah, okay. There's like a few people looking in, and then this woman kind of who screams. She like follows you in, like, is he alive?
He seems to be. I kind of drag him over to our table. So arm sweep the table so it's clear.
Yep.
And I'll worry about the beer later. And basically just lift him up onto the table and just dump him on there.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it's probably not the gentlest, but he kind of like, yeah, he's alright.
In the meantime, yeah, I'm gonna sort of take the woman aside. So, what did you see, miss? What did you see?
She's like shaking her head, like, it was dark, but there were some men, and they just dumped him down in front of the pub, and one of them hit him across the face again, and the other one just
Can you describe
walked
this
up
man
to
for
me
me?
and like, give me a persuade check, like, because she's in shock.
Cool. I think I'm good at that.
I believe you are as well.
If I can change over the overlay as well, I can do this.
Let's play it hockey.
Yeah, no, I did do set hockey. I just pressed a hockey. I didn't check. That's why.
Okay.
Yes. I'll switch.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Yeah, so you don't have advantage, so that's a 9.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Johnny,
she's just
use
babbling.
your thing.
He's already used inspiration. He doesn't have any
Yeah.
left.
Oh.
So yeah, she's just babbling. And yeah, you're not getting much out of her tonight. You can try again tomorrow, maybe if you can calm her down at some later stage. But like tonight, she's not a viable source of information. Yeah, what's happening back over with Dubon's just about full body.
It's fine. Me and Dark, and let me try and take his name down.
Zeta.
The
stream was...
Dark, what do you reckon you can do to him?
I mean, do you want me to heal him up?
Yeah.
Like I can make him feel a little bit
Ideally,
better.
I don't like members of my crew dying.
Yeah. I mean,
That makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would say, like, your healing word is, like, you can cover a lot of his, like... You can make sure that he isn't going to die, but, like, he's probably going to... It's kind of a first aid spell. He's going to need, like, physical therapy and time to, like, recover from broken arms and legs.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's becoming far more obvious that he's been, like, just battered to crap.
Okay, is the bar, did you say it was a bar lady? Is she still around?
Sorry? Who is... The lady who screamed when she saw him?
No, the bar lady.
No, so it's this big, like, really tall, like, really dark-skinned guy.
Can we have a name for him, please?
Have you asked him his name?
We would have asked his name earlier when we came in.
Why would you ask that? Fine. His name is Darren.
His name is what?
Darren.
Darren.
Yep.
I just run over. I run over to Darren. I just go, Darren, do you have like a kitchen or a stove?
Man's like, yeah. He kind of lifts up the bar section for you so you can come through.
Right, I just walk through, pour some water in a pot, chuck a load of spice in, brew up a little soup, and then run back over to Dubon. To Dubon, to Dubon.
Dubon.
And shovel some soup down his throat. And by that I mean I cast Healing Word.
So you pour healing magic into like roughly made. I don't even know what kind of soup that would be. You need to come up with more recipe names for your spells. And yeah, okay, yeah. So he so give me a roll. So
This is the healing salve soup.
you make healing salve.
Yeah, sure. Would you want me to?
Darren isn't the tavern wench. Darren is the barkeep.
Can he also be the tavern wench?
Sorry, what do you want me to roll?
So roll 1d4 plus your charisma. If you also roll spell effect for healing word, it will do the same thing.
1d4 plus.
Can't you just press the button on the spell?
Yeah, I've lost my cat. Oh, there it is. No, never mind. Oh, I put it in a pop out, so I'm losing it. What the fuck are my spells?
Spell book, and then you scroll down, then you.
Yeah, there we go. I
level.
found it.
See, I had to play everyone else's spells for them.
Unfortunately, I can't do anything about other
There you go.
people's lack of production burning. Yeah.
6
Um,
HP. It's not bad.
Cool. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, so like, he evidently starts breathing easier. Like, kind of like the trickle of blood coming out of the side of his mouth stops. Like, he then proceeds to pass out. He probably needs a few hours of sleep before you want to start interrogating him.
A bunch of matches, a skateboard, and a bottle of dick.
Somebody is playing the stream.
Just my bad.
Okay, that's fine. It's muted now. It's all good.
Yep, it's done.
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah, this is true.
Cool. Okay, yeah. So you have Dubon's still mostly broken, but not dying body anymore, lying on the table. Kind of like traumatized girl sitting on one table, like babbling and incessantly, like she can't. And like, yeah, a whole bunch of people like staring at you, just like, what? Like, Albert kind of walks over and is like, I mean, is he gonna be all right, guys? Like,
We hope so. Done all we can for now.
okay,
We'll get him.
He'll be fine.
good. Yeah, she's like, her name shall be Laura, because that was the first one that popped into my head. Yeah, that way, because, yeah, well, she's a boring normal peasant. Yeah, so she's like, it's not so much that you're like not persuading her, like she's holding back, it's more that she's just in shock. Like, you can roughly tell that she was like actively threatened.
Oh,
Keep
yeah,
someone
that
mute.
was my bad. I keep trying to mute myself to avoid the clicks. Occasionally I will... That was my
Good.
bad.
Good. Okay. Oh, can't hear Katonia now, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to.
Good. Good job.
People missed that. It wasn't very important.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Yeah. Her name's Laura. She like is usually here like most nights. She offers to like a kind of
Is she the type
someone
of
who.
witch?
Yeah. Why not? She was going out like throwing, I don't know, Day Wash Not War or something in the street at the time. So yeah, tavern wench, fantastic. Like somebody else who knows her walks out and like shares this information with you while she's kind of just like freaking out, and then takes her over to some of her friends and like sits her down and puts something like, well, he goes over to the bar and gets something in a small glass that doesn't look like beer, and just puts it down in front of her, and she's like just sipping slowly, just kind of shaking a little bit. Oh God, what did you just link in chat, Will?
It's Paul. It's good morning.
Yeah. Okay. So, what do you do, guys? What's the plan, or is it just sleep the night?
Yeah. Well, it's still.
Well,
because it's still the same night that we kind of did in the prologue episode, right?
Yeah. You've arrived today. And yeah.
Yeah. What time of night is it? Is it kind of late?
Yeah. It's now pretty late. It's like 10, 11ish.
Okay.
And like brain is pretty much hammering down that side.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I turned to the others and go, well, do you think, like, I don't know, he might have gone out to search for information about Roach, and this is what happened? Like,
He
sort of got
said
wind
he
of
was
it?
off to see a friend.
He
Guess maybe
does.
they're not a friend anymore.
Actually, I was going to say he says a lot of things, but he doesn't really say a lot of things, so he might have been
can't-
lying.
Yeah, we can't do too much. I say we let him get his night's rest, and we can speak to him in the morning when he's had a chance to get some sleep.
Okay.
Probably best if we give him one of the beds in our room, or one of our rooms.
I mean, like Albert kind of like dropped a bit of money into like. I actually no. The old man, as soon as you handed him 10 gold, when all had been stolen from was like 7 silver, just immediately offered to pay for your rooms, like straight out.
Okay, cool.
For like, I suppose the 4 of you that were there at the time, and I presume that Zeta has been staying here for a few days, so he probably has a room.
I am staying in accommodation upstairs.
Nice.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we will chuck him in one of our rooms and just keep an eye on him over the night.
Cool.
Make sure he basically can get some rest and
Doesn't die.
give him just kind of bedside attention.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before we all turn in and shit, I turn to Zeta and just sort of go like, well, guess you wanted a brawl.
Yeah, this is more interesting than I thought it would be. So yeah.
Wait, hold on. How boring did you think a bounty hunt was going to be?
I've been on bounty hunts before, but no one as big as Roach.
Fair enough. So do you know much about Roach? Like you said, you've been here for a while. Have you heard about him?
Let's work that out. So Jamie, which skill would you use here? I guess investigation. Unless someone else can give me a different skill that might be used to like
knowledge local.
knowledge.
Yeah, I was going to say, does he have like a knowledge local?
Yeah, I feel you should get proficiency in whatever it is for being like
I guess. I mean, you've
around.
been there for a few days, and you presumably like as a pit fighter move around with the kind of like that wouldn't be so looked upon well here. So you probably moved around a lot in the sort of the smugglers' quarters of the area. Yeah. So give me a D20 plus 1. So type /R space D1D20 plus 1.
D20. No spaces plus 1.
Yeah.
And he knows nothing.
Yeah, you have heard of Roach previously, but only in like. I mean, I think kind of like you've heard of a guy called Roach somewhere like in a passing conversation that you weren't part of that you just heard about, and then also you've just seen his bounty notice in front of you now, and you're like, oh, okay, he must be a big deal. I mean, like it's just more money than you've ever been on a bounty hunt for before. So, yeah, that's as much as you know about Captain Roach and the crew of the Lustful Lapwing. That is still the name of that boat.
That's
It's a really good name. Like, whether there's like, I don't know, like, the Slutty Sparrow or something like that.
Please, I believe our boat was called the Slutty Sparrow until somebody crashed it below the clouds.
That wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault. Okay, it was a very unusual gust.
Very unusual gust. Okay.
That should be the next name.
That should definitely be the next name. I like that. A very unusual gust.
Ready making team contributions. It was very.
There we go. That's what I'm here for. Stay silent until I have something witty to say, and then just input.
Good. Alrighty. So I presume you all turn in for the evening.
Yeah.
Anything I should be particularly aware of that you do?
I assume like you can take it as given that I like ready all my spells.
Yeah, you like when you sleep, you basically for you your spells are all floating in memory. Yeah,
Like,
it's basically like magic is a muscle that requires rest. Otherwise, when you try to do it again, bad juju happens, which we can go into. You can attempt to cast more spells, and you have daily spell slots. We will just then have to roll on different tables for things to go horribly, horribly wrong.
Excellent.
Also,
Yeah, pretty much night's rest, but we'll just keep an eye on Dubon to make sure he doesn't die during the night or get stabbed.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I
So,
mean, I presume you're all.
Do those particularly
yeah.
have little people rooms around at all, or?
I mean, little people are generally mostly capable of sleeping in the big people rooms. Like,
Yeah.
There's a cupboard.
yeah, I mean, like, gnomes are like kind of show up every now and again. They tend to often keep themselves to themselves. Dwarves, however, are reasonably common. Halflings reasonably common. So like most furniture is of there's like a version of it generally. The beds are all low enough that you aren't like trying to climb arse of a tit to get into them and stuff like that.
Yeah, don't forget you're still are gnomes still normal sized class?
No, gnomes are small.
Oh, they're actually okay. Fair.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still 3 feet tall. Like the stuff is generally low enough that you're still okay to get onto. Or there'll be a little, in like cheaper places, maybe like this one. There'll be like a booster step. They'll just have like a little thing like to 3 steps to hop up into bed on and stuff. So like there's accommodations made towards smaller people in most civilized places.
Right. Cool. Anyway, bed, sleep. Do you want to just move forward to next morning?
Yeah,
Unless
cool.
anything of note happens during the night.
Are any of you particularly light sleepers? I'm not asking something like I'm going to kill you if you say no. I'm just curious.
No.
Yes.
Okay, yes. Zeta, like, I don't know, you don't know the exact time, but a few hours after you fall asleep, like, you wake up as, like, this massive boom cracks out, and you, like, wake up and turn, yeah, it's the middle of, like, a huge thunder and lightning storm outside. Like, the rain is absolutely pile driving down, like, clacking against the window like bullets. And yeah, like, the sky keeps, like, lighting up, and then the window will shake a few seconds afterwards. But this big storm is brewing outside. Yeah. Yes, Johnny, I rolled on weather tables for days in advance in preparation for this session.
My
I am
influence
learning.
has come through.
Embarrassing.
To give context to the viewers, when I played my very first campaign with Johnny here, he picked a ranger class in Pathfinder, which one of his things is he can roll a check every day, with which he had like a +10 at level 1, where his major thing is, what is the weather like, and what will it be like for the next 24 hours? And I always forgot to roll on weather tables.
And then when I DM'd for him, I made sure I always had weather tables prepared. Because weather's interesting.
Well, I mean, considering you rolled in like literally, I rolled the very first day, and it was like, yeah, so the 90 to 99 range. There is only one thing higher on the table than this, and that would be tornadoes. Yeah. So, I mean, ominous start to you guys getting together, I guess. Yeah, but so the next morning comes around, weather's still awful, like, the lightning and thunder comes and goes, absolutely pouring it down with rain outside, like, most people are hiding inside, or unless they've got business about. What is the party's plan?
Take it that Dubon survived the night.
Yeah, Dubon's alive, very much.
Excellent.
I mean, he's still in pretty bad shape, but he is alive.
No problem.
Yeah.
So, just assuming that this was Roach's guys who did this.
Well, yeah, we're probably at breakfast.
I think yeah.
Like, that was in character.
Yeah.
I
believe
say, yeah.
so.
I think it's probably safe to like be better for us. It will keep us on the lookout just in case. Like we don't want to get jumped.
Cool.
Yes.
So, do you want me to go?
We shouldn't get jumped. Derek, more bacon. I have in my plate.
Cool.
Dark, more of everything. Now.
Cool. Yeah, so
I can go
breakfast will
check out
happen.
the ship. If you guys want to go and like try and find out some information, try and find out what happened to Dubon.
Yes.
I say yeah. How about? Do you want to take Zeta with you?
Yes, Zeta. If you don't
In case
have
you
any
get to a spot of
objections,
bother.
we're gonna go look for some information. There's a slight glint in my eye.
Love a bit of backup. Backup's great.
Because my information money.
Right.
If you'd
Yeah, I
be
don't mind
willing
taking
to
a look.
join us, you're more than welcome to come join us. The standard split is we kill don't kill everything, steal everything that's not locked down, and then the loot gets piled up in the table, and which then we ignore it forever.
Sounds like a good system.
It's a great system. It's worked us so far.
Right, we'll get there. Good so far. Maybe it will be great.
We'll buy magical shit later. Maybe.
Yeah.
Now it's great.
Cool.
Excellent.
Quick question. Are any so? I'm going to presume you took the boots off the guy because you're currently rather poor as a crew.
Yeah, I have fancy boots listed down in my
So
stuff.
is
that just
anyone
get loot.
is anyone wearing the fancy boots? Are you
I'd
that
quite like to take them.
Okay.
Okay, I'll assign them well.
In that case, yes, I am wearing the fancy boots.
Okay. The hand crossbow, I'm gonna give that to Johnny.
So
Johnny,
now
you-
can
I've already
dual
got. I've
wield
already got.
crossbows?
Yeah. Dual wielding crossbows. It's happening. I have
totally
two
works.
crossbows. Well, you can dual wield crossbows, right? Like
Yeah,
you
just
you couldn't load both of them because you load as bonus action. So you could fire both.
Yeah.
You don't have a hand free, dude.
You know what we
Yeah.
could do?
Yeah,
Yeah, so
but he's like a fighter.
Yeah,
You're
no,
like stow
No,
load.
because
Like,
your first shot is standard action,
Oh.
your second shot's a bonus action, so you can't reload either.
No. What we can do is have my unseen servant reloading for you.
to do actions of that level of complexity, you would have to use your action to command the unseen servant.
That is bullshit.
I'm like, I should be making you do that to have him toss dough balls to people in combat because it's funny and cool. I'm letting you roll with it. But
I'm
yeah, so
definitely using
if
that.
you wanted to like paint Skovak as this crazy badass, you could have him there like dual firing like hand crossbows while your unseen servant is loading them in your rounds to make him look like the fucking demon hunter from Diablo.
That would be amazing. Yeah, we should do that. We should definitely do that. It would totally be effective.
Yeah, I'll give up my turn for you. At that point, I might as well just do it myself.
That's it. Yeah, but it looks cooler if like they're just hovering like out of his quivers on his back and into the crossbows.
Yeah, it does.
And you're just standing there like, what up?
All right, we'll talk about it. Maybe.
Yeah, okay. We are also being raided by a very small amount of the math squad right now, and I am overflowing with giddy joy as a result.
The math squad.
They're Adam Coble's subgroup, which basically means we're being raided by the coolest GM in the whole damn town.
Also,
It's
for people, Adam, unfortunately, I have a tendency to name all my characters backwards names. You may notice my one is not referring to Adam, but is referring to
It's
other
referring
stuff.
to his campaign. Yeah.
All right, should we carry on?
Yes. Okay. So,
Yeah.
first actions of the team. Who's going where?
Me and Zeto are going to check out the ship. Gwen and Dark are going to interrogate some people. Who wants to go first?
Cool. Okay. Well, I'll go with you guys have a more specific thing in mind of what you want to do. So, yeah. So Zeta and Skovak head down to the docks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I mean, the closer you get to the docks, like this town basically has almost a clear dividing point where like the respectable people live, like just the inhabitants and natives of this island, and where it becomes like this stopping point for the less than salubrious sailors. Like these are the guys who are like traders who don't want to pay tax, people who run the crappy ships, the smugglers, the generally like. This is a high point for scum and villainy. It is the cantina, but the area from cantina from Star Wars.
Yeah.
In case anyone didn't get that reference, I'm sure you did.
Yeah, no one who didn't
yeah.
get that reference deserves to watch this magnificent production.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you head down to the docks. Like, are you just going to stroll literally end to end looking for a ship with a like plate on the side saying the lustful lapwing? Is that the game?
I think we're walking. I would say we. Well, should we just walk down the docks? See if I did get a description of the ship back in the other town, and so just keep an eye out for ships with that description and just play it cool. Just not attract any attention.
Okay.
And if we do, you take care of it. I'm a big man, a main man. You up for it?
Aye.
Great,
Yo.
great.